False evidence appearing real. That is fear. Peace and blessings, everyone, and welcome to day 2 of our shadow work journey. Okay, so Christina Jetty says that fear has a purpose. It's something that our shadow knows and recognizes. She says that the purpose of defense mechanisms is to protect us from emotional pain. Anger is really fear that we might not get what we want in a given situation. She says life is change and nothing stays the same. Change is both a fact of life and a cause for distress. We learn fear early. From the moment of birth, we have the need for food, shelter, and love. For if any reason our needs are not met, we know fear. Fear drives us to get what we need in order to survive. And it's the survival mode that causes us to probably express anger and fear inappropriately. These are my words. Survival. She says here the survival purpose of fear soon begins to permeate all aspects of our lives. We learn that there's no endless source of anything. We learn that there is no endless source of anything. We are taught to live by the fear of loss. And a few months ago, we collectively experienced this fear. Witch box, ring a bell, tug a string. That behavior came from a place of fear, a fear of lack, a fear of entitlement, a fear of, someone getting or doing or being better than someone else. All inappropriate behavior, but that's my personal opinion. She says here that we align ourselves with fear. We fear someone will die. We fear we won't have enough money. We fear our significant relationships will dissolve or happiness won't last. We fear being alone. In the previous video, day 1, do you remember when I pulled these 2 cards from the Nicolette Ciccoli deck? That's the Hermit card, but you want to read this deck a little bit differently. Something, a gift or talent or something I forgot about, or something, that was there. That Hermit is being introspective and being wise and all of that. But it's also being comfortable with being alone. And then something that, this is my advice, the 5 of Cups, is that, you don't always get what you want. But that should not keep you from wanting to reach out, move forward, experiment. We should not be in that place of fear. You should just try it anyway. And then, do you remember when I got these cards from the Fairy Tale Oracle? Taboo. I read in the book. Let me read to you what it says in the book, and then I'll get back to fear, because I think this ties into that. So the story goes, here he says, are the keys. These open my strong boxes which hold my money, both gold and silver. These my caskets of jewels. And this is the master key to all of my apartments. But as for this little one here, It is the key to the closet at the end of the great hall on the ground floor. Open them all. Go into each and every one of them, except that little closet, which I forbid you, and forbid it in such a manner that if you happen to open it, you may expect my anger and resentment. The meaning of this card: family protection, discovery of secrets, a curiosity which cannot be stifled, hidden truths, forbidden topics, places, and people. Inappropriate punishment: you have discovered an awful truth. Secrets can no longer be kept. There's protection and defense for you. And listen to family who loves you. They see what you cannot. So do you remember I said that I didn't feel like I had any inner child work? But in one of my earlier videos, I also said, in the West Indian community and the African American community, shadow work is not something that we delve into. Therapy is not something that is advocated a lot. Yes, there are many of us who see therapists. As a matter of fact, it took almost a year. I was a soldier for 7 years, and I have some issues going on. And it was recommended that I see a therapist to help me deal with the physical pain that I'm going through, because it is said that a person such as myself who's dealing with chronic pain must be suffering from anxiety and depression. Okay. The way it works with the VA, I know I'm going off on a tangent here, is that if you decline any sort of treatment, they put you at the bottom of the list, which already took me 3 years to get to this part of the list. And so you end up at the bottom of the barrel, if not underneath it, to get treatment. So I'm going to start seeing a therapist. Who knows what's going to come out? Who knows what we are going to talk about in our sessions? It should be interesting. The therapist is Christian, so it should be interesting. That's another thing. I didn't grow up in a super Christian household, very open, very flexible, so I did not grow up with that dogma of Christianity, and that may be my saving grace. So, on to the second card here, which I said was advice, talents, gifts, or something to take with me on a journey. And this is The Princess Who Never Smiled, and it's about healing. Let's see. What a life she had. What freedom. What luxury. She has so much of everything, everything that her heart could desire, but she never, ever smiled. She never laughed. It was as if her heart had never taken any joy in anything at all. And that message tugged at my heartstrings, because I have to admit it's rare when I feel or have felt joy, laughter, or even experienced such a feeling. So this is going to be an interesting journey for me. Anyway, we're talking about fear. False evidence appearing real. And your exercise today, because I'm going to make this a short video, I'd like you to write down everything. List all of your fears, okay? List them from the least to the greatest. List everything that you are fearful of. Don't hold back. And then you're going to do an exercise with these fears. In your notebooks, you can write down your fears on one side, all of your fears here. Write everything down. Don't hold anything back. I mean, write down everything. I'm fearful that I have a lot of fears. No, really, I don't. I'm fearful that I won't find my glasses when I need them. I'm fearful that I fear losing my eyesight. I fear my video equipment not working. I fear, there's some things I don't even want to speak into the universe right now in this day and age, but I have my fears as well. But you're going to do something called positive opposites, and you're going to take all of those fears, what you fear, and you're going to call on your higher self, your higher power, spirit guides, whatever it is that you want to call, and you're going to ask them, ask that energy, ask whatever it is you need to tap into to give you the positive opposite of that fear. I fear losing my glasses. And the opposite is, I don't fear losing my glasses because I have several replacements, so I'm not fearful of losing my glasses. I will always have another pair. I fear losing my job. I do not fear losing my job because I'm a talented human being who can get another job whenever she is ready, should she desire. So just do something like that, okay? That's going to be your exercise. List all of your fears and then try to come up with positive opposites and fill that out, okay? Now, for your tarot reading, you're going to ask, what is your greatest fear? The tarot cards can help you. Your oracle cards can help you. What is your greatest fear? I'm going to use the Druidcraft deck. And your second question is, what can you do to put this fear to rest? Put it to bed, conquer it, okay? Something that you can do to lessen the intensity. So we can pull two tarot cards and an oracle card, or you can pull, two oracle cards and a tarot card. And you can probably make this 3 questions. What is your greatest fear? What can you do to put it to rest, conquer it, or lessen it? Phrase that any way that you want. And the third could be a piece of advice, again, to give you a solution of how to deal with that fear. Live with it, without it ruining your life. Something. I have a fear of spiders. I do. And an old friend of mine, many years ago, she knew that I had a fear of bugs in general, and she got me an amber pendant with a scorpion sitting in it. I'm not saying that I got over my fear of bugs, but we live companionably now. Okay, so that's what I mean about dealing with your fears that you might have. It's not about squashing them or, getting rid of them. Sometimes we just have to learn how to work with them. So what is my greatest fear? Let's see. What is my greatest fear? What is my greatest fear? 9 of Pentacles. My greatest fear? That I would lose my capacity to be independent. I am dealing with fibromyalgia. I am in pain every day, And most days it's a struggle for me to get out of bed and function. So, yes, that is a great fear of mine. You know, you're talking to someone who is very, very active, and it's a struggle for me. I don't even want to think about being immobile, not being able to function, take care of myself and such. You know, as it is, my son helps me a great deal. Okay. What can I do to put this to rest or get past it? So I have a fear of losing my independence, becoming physically incapacitated. So what can I do to get past it? Let's see. Oh, Four of Pentacles. Well, regroup, reassess, check on my resources, rest, just take it easy, do what I can when I can, slow down a little bit. It's kind of interesting that I have pentacle energy, that earth energy. So these are actual things that I can put into action, that I can actually have manifest or become tangible in my life. With this Four of Pentacles, he's saving his coin. I could save, This is not just my, should I become physically incapacitated, I'm not able to work. Or I would work with a lot of limitations. So what I can do, I need to become more mindful. I need to save. I need to check my resources. Well, I guess 2019, I might have to reassess what I'm going to do. I did say I wasn't going to buy any more books, but I might have to take a look at my coinage situation. Okay, so I'm going to pull an oracle card to help me come up with a solution to live with this. I think I just had a solution. Maybe I don't need to pull an oracle card. But, it's kind of scary to think that you can lose the ability to work. Let me reach for this. I'm going to use the Animal Spirit Oracle just for a little piece of advice. Wow. Those card pulls have me shaking just a little bit. Okay. All right. Yeah. I guess I need to start socking it away. Look what I have. Squirrel. Can you see that? Always be prepared. You are the expert of hard work and hard play. Your cheerful and fun disposition is a blessing to everyone. Don't let life's distractions take you off course. Make a plan for the future and life will give you all you need. Okay. So, as I said, while this is scary for me. This is a fear for me, losing my independence. If I don't go to work, I don't make any money. I just have to do it a little bit differently, I guess. Maybe that's why I'm trying to build my online community. And so we have here the Four of Pentacles. That's telling me what to do. start saving, check my resources, start putting some things into play. I'm a spendthrift, I'm a Leo. I like my nice things, but perhaps it is time for me to do as a squirrel does. Always prepared. Kind of ironic that this card came up too. Okay, so that's the first step for me, facing one of my fears. Maybe that is my greatest fear. Actually, it is. I cannot imagine being physically incapacitated. But I'm going to sign off now. Let me know. Give me some feedback. Let me know how this exercise worked out for you. And I will talk with you tomorrow.